I'm George. I'm with Cedar House Stained Glass in Waynesville, North Carolina. And we have a project that we wanted to share with you. We have some customers who moved from Miami and have these giant stained glass custom doors made, or custom panels made, and they want to cut them down and put them in as the front doors on their new house here in Waynesville, North Carolina. So we're going to document that for you and show you some of the processes that we're going to do to reduce the size of these, and we hope that'll be helpful for projects that you may do. So the first thing we're going to do is mark which side is left and which side is right, and then the parts that we're going to take off so that when we get out there and we're doing it, we don't make a critical mistake. So this side is going to be the left, and this side is going to be the right. They're 96 inches tall. We're going to cut them down to about 79 inches in height. So we're going to take off the bottom down here on both sides. And they're 31 inches wide, and we're going to cut them down to about 28 inches on the side. So we're going to cut off from this side and this side. And this is important because they are a mirror image of each other, so we want to make sure that they match perfectly when we reinstall them as doors on the end. These are the doors that we'll be installing the panels in, and we'll be setting the glass in behind the glass on the doors and then putting new molding in around to hold the panels in place. Okay, so where we are now is we have taken the piece of glass out of its frame, and we've measured carefully for when we're going to put zinc channeling on it to finish it off after we cut it. We're going to experiment now with cutting. We're using a miter saw with spray bottle so that it's wet, and a Taurus ring saw to see which will cut more effectively, or we may use a combination of both. We also have to cut through lead cane, which makes it more complicating. So we're going to experiment with that for a few minutes and see which is going to work better. This is the Taurus ring saw that we'll be using for this project, and this blade is embedded with chips that will cut in all directions. So it's like a jigsaw, but it'll be invaluable in cutting down these larger windows. So let me just do a quick demonstration of what the ring saw does. Because the blade is round, it can cut in any direction. So for this application, we will be using it in a handheld way. And all I have to do is unfasten it from the back here. And there's a plate that'll fit on here, and then I can use the ring saw handheld, which will be very important in the way we're going to use it for this project. So after some trial and error, the Taurus ring saw is definitely going to be the better choice for this project. And I'm going to use it to cut through the glass and through the lead cane. We're back today to continue our work on cutting down these panels, and we started yesterday. We spent about 3 hours planning, doing a lot of measuring and experimenting to get this process down. So we learned a lot yesterday, and I thought I'd share that with you today. The Taurus ring saw is definitely the tool to use, and I've used the ring saw to cut through the glass and through the lead cane. It cuts the glass very easily. The lead cane's a little bit more of a challenge, but if you take it nice and slow, it does a great job. Later on we'll be dealing with how we're going to put the zinc channeling on and deal with the lead cane, but I'll show you that at the time. And if you'd like more information, you can always contact me through my website at cedarhousestainedglass.com. And I'd be glad to answer any more detailed questions that you might have. But this morning we're going to continue with cutting the edge off here, and then we'll move on to putting the zinc channeling on the piece. We're into day 3 now. We have about 10 hours into the project so far. Yesterday, to give you a little recap, we finished up the first panel, so we have that stored and ready to go into the doors when we get this one done. And a couple of things we learned after we cut through everything with the ring saw, and then we had the end of the lead cane to deal with. So we experimented with a couple of things, but what really worked well was to take the zinc channeling and take our Dremel. We put it up against the lead and made like a little template, and then we took the Dremel and carved into the lead, into the zinc, so that the zinc would just fit over it. Then we soldered the lead cane to the zinc, and that worked really well. So today we're going to work on cutting down the second panel, and then we should be ready to install in the doors after that. So we've notched out the zinc. We're using 3/8 inch zinc for the border, and we've notched it out to correspond with where the lead came is. And then I've used sandpaper on the ends of the lead cane so that to carve into the patina so that I get a good nice hold when I solder it. So this just fits on here like this. And then I'm going to pin that in place and solder it. So we're about 14 hours into the project now. Cutting down the second door took about 4 hours, and you may have noticed there were 3 steel reinforcing bars in the door, and the Dremel cut through that very effectively. So today is all about putting the panels into the doors. We're going to have to take the doors off their hinges, take the molding off the back, put the panels in, and then put new molding around the doors and then put them back up. So I'm going to label the doors so that we make sure we get the panels in there the right way before we have the doors off, and then try to figure it out from there. So from the inside, this is the right hand door, and this is the top, and this would be the left hand door, and that's the top. So here we go. So this is our final product installed. They came out great. A major factor in doing this was being able to cut the glass with the Taurus 3 ring saw, and you can learn more about that through GeminiSaws.com if you're interested. It's been a great project, and we learned a lot as we did it, and I hope this video is helpful in any project you have that may be similar.